everybody. Hear the music here. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. I'm Lauren, and I come to you every Thursday at this time live, for those of you that are able to watch live. And I talk about 10 tomatoes, 10-ish tomatoes that I'm obsessed with each week. And it's an ongoing conversation. So for those of you who are able to join live each week, I like having this a give and take conversation because really we're a show for tomato lovers, for those who are curious about growing other types of tomatoes versus what you find, just versus just your average beefsteak. I like to showcase, old heirlooms with great stories, but also new and exciting things coming up. And I always find more than 10 each week. In fact, I may be a little ambitious this week. Last week was a long episode and I've got more today. So I think whatever I do, I'm just going to even though it's tempting, I may cut it off at a certain point. 2.5 hours is a long time. And I know you guys say you don't mind, but we'll see how it goes. If whatever I don't get to this week, we'll get to next week. I do have 2 prizes I'm giving away today, and the prizes are a collaborative prize. So Teresa Begin had sent me a bunch of seeds to give away for giveaways. So and I've already got the 2 things packaged up, so they'll go in tomorrow's mail. From Teresa, the 3 varieties are Cherokee Purple Bicolor, which I'm pretty sure I sent her seeds for originally, Canadian Heritage, and Dwarf Awesome. And then in here also seeds for Red Trash Panda from Shorty's Funny Farm, which I know is on everybody's wish lists. From me, I am giving away Sgt. Pepper's Peach, which is a variant of, I was given seeds for Sgt. Pepper's White, which is a variant of Sgt. Pepper's Yellow. For 2 seasons, it grew out more like a peach variety. So I've named it Sgt. Pepper's Peach and a pepper. The pepper I'm talking about every single week, which is Tomato, an Italian variety on the Slow Arc Food of Taste list. So 2 of you will go home with this. All you have to do is type in #tomato during the show, and I will do a giveaway at the end. So make sure you do that. Let's get to some comments. I try to get to as many comments as I can. I really love the live aspect. I say it ad nauseum, but I really love the live aspect. So I try to get to as many comments as possible. But sometimes for the sake of the show not going on for 2.5 hours, I have to skim through a lot. So let's see. I saw Lucas here. Was 5 hours ago. Hi, Lucas. Yes, you were first because it says you posted it an hour ago. And Hope was here an hour ago, saying, I think I might actually get to be here this time while it's going down. Excellent. Hi, Heidi. Thanks for being here. Welcome. And Harley, our swamp bitch, is here. Hey there. Of course, we're always ready to talk. I asked in the comments who's ready to talk tomatoes, so people are answering that. We've got Meyerway here. Hi, Meyerway. Thanks for being here. And Jamie, I saw you don't have class today, so I'm glad that you're here with us. Adrian Baker, hi, so ready. I've been watching some of the older videos and I'm excited to join live for the first time. Welcome, Adrian. So happy to have you. We do have a lot of fun. And I don't know if you're in the group, if you are watching on my YouTube channel and don't know, I co-run Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. I founded it like 1.5 years ago, July of 2023. If you love tomatoes, you want to be a part of this community. We're all about education. We do share seeds, information. It's just got about everything for the tomato lover that you could imagine. We've got resource sheets, including breeder resource sheets, different leaf types. So anything you could possibly want to know about tomatoes, whether you're a beginner grower or you haven't grown yet and this will be your first season and you're curious, or you're a more seasoned grower. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert. I do appreciate tomatoes. I do know a lot and I research a lot. So I just share my personal experience and what I've learned to be true. When I give a taste on something, it's very subjective. Obviously, not everybody shares my palate, of course. So, but I do like to have fun. I do like to talk tomatoes. And I started this broadcast back in, I think, April of this past year, 2025. By the way, today's January 30th, 2025. I forgot to say that for those of you watching the recording. So anyway, Adrian, happy to have you here. Hope you have as good of a time as we always do here in Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. Leslie's here, sweet as Kenobi. Hi, Leslie. Thanks for being here. And Pretty's here. Hi, Pretty. Lisa's here. Lisa L. Tomato Head. Hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day. Great day. And here's Teresa. Hi, Teresa. I hope you don't mind. I used some of your seeds to make up a joint package. So thank you for all the seeds you sent for giveaways and stuff. It does help. Hi, Deborah. Thanks for being here. And Naray is here. Hi, Naray. And Rowena. Feels like friends getting together. I agree. Look forward to this all week. Hi, Robin. Thanks for being here. And Mike is here. Hi, Mike. And Christy's here. Hi, Christy. Thanks for being here. Francis, 1 week closer to garden season. Everyone says, yay, yay. I know. I'm seeing so many of you down south or in southern, more southern in the world than I am, starting peppers, starting tomatoes. And it is so tempting, is it not? It's so tempting. And it's also like our minds play tricks on us. And you guys tell me if I'm right. Our minds play tricks on us. And it doesn't matter. I've been growing tomatoes a very long time, Rob and I. And again, I'm not an expert, but I do know what works and what doesn't. And what doesn't work for us is starting our tomatoes too early. We used to start early March, and it's insanity. I mean, if we start the beginning of April, our seedlings are still like trees. So it's so tempting. And it's so tempting. Like my brain wants to say, you're behind. You should at least start your peppers. Well, no. I mean, I don't grow super hots, so I know why I need to start those early, but I didn't start those until, don't forget, maybe the peppers may have been early March last year. I have to check my notes. Whatever it was turned out perfect. But we all live in different climates and environments and all of that. So whatever I do, I'm in zone around 6B in north central, central western New Jersey, out kind of towards Pennsylvania. So I do know, don't fall into the trap. I have to remind myself of this. Don't fall into the trap. You don't want to fall into the trap of starting your seedlings too early. Believe me, I see it every year. And we saw it last year in TLC, and I've seen it in other tomato groups. People think they're doing a great thing, and it's so exciting because who doesn't love starting seeds and watching them grow and grow and grow, and then it gets to the point where they outgrow your grow lights and it's too soon to put them outside. I see it every year. Make sure you do research and find out when the optimal time for you and your environment is. Believe me, because I've seen so many times where people need to start over because the seedlings are just too big and there's nothing to do with them. So once you get them outside, they definitely catch up with each other. So make sure you research. And if you need guidance and help on when you should start your seeds, feel free to private message me. I can help. Because what's a good time for me is not only a good time for me in my environment, not necessarily in yours. But those of you down south, I'm definitely jealous for sure. Hi, Deb. Hello, fellow tomato lovers. And Nicole Smith is here. Hey, Nicole. Deb, I was thinking of you yesterday. I've been doing a lot on my Instagram page lately. If you're not aware of it's Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. Rob doesn't do anything on it. But follow me on Instagram. It's at Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. And I put up pretty in-depth reviews based on my notes from previous seasons. And I can't get them all up when I get my album up. So I've been doing a few each day. So I was thinking of you, Deb, because I put up Chef Guy Getta. I think it was yesterday, may have been the day before, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. So if you're on Instagram, make sure you subscribe to me at Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. And I put in brix scores when I can. Brix measures the sugar content of varieties. Only got a refractometer for last Christmas, December 2023. So anything I grew earlier than that won't have my brix score. But anything from last year, I don't think I missed any. So if you're interested in things that I've grown, you want to check that out. What else did I want to say? My shirt today is another one by Inspired Garden Life. I couldn't remember if I wore this one yet. I wore something similar. This is tomato season. It's not just a hobby, it's a way of life. And it is definitely a way of life. Inspired Garden Life doesn't sponsor this video. I say it every week, but they have an enormous array of gardening shirts, about 40 different ones just for tomatoes, but all kinds of gardening, seed hoarding, and all of that. If you, the shirt quality is really, really nice, and they've got some great designs. If you go to inspiredgardenlife.com, you can get an extra 15% off with the code TLC15. So thank you, Tim and Darylyn, for offering that code for us. And wait do you get a load. If you're a chicken, if you have chickens, they've got tons of chicken shirts, all kinds of seeds and stuff. So anything for the gardener, and especially tomato head. The ones I have back here today, I wanted to show you guys. I actually, my Instagram channel, I put up 3 of the micros I'm working on developing right now. Just a couple days ago, Drop the Micro, which I've shown, White Baby, which I showed and sampled last week. Those are both now I've just started the F4 generation, and Micro Angelo. And then this is another one. So the F1s of these, the first generation after my cross, I sampled of these a couple months ago. This is my Candyberry Tiny Totem cross. And I wanted to show you guys. So now these are the F2 generation where everything, all the genetics break apart. And this is where the selection process starts. Do you want something shorter? Do you want something with larger fruit? Which plant has fruits that taste the best? I wanted to show you just how different, too. I've got a couple more of these growing, but these were the more drastic results I wanted to show you. So this is an F2 of that cross. This is the Candyberry Tiny Totem. It's really short, compact with tight rugose leaves, nice shiny fruit. Definitely, they're flattened cherries, I would say. And then there's this, which may be a little bit taller only because I don't have it underneath one of my strong grow lights. But I wanted to show you the size of the fruits on these. This is really what I'm going for, is larger beefsteaks with great flavor on shorter plants. So I wanted to show you the cool difference. I'm hoping that I get ripe ones before I go to Florida on February 13th. But I'm not so sure if that's going to happen. So I'll have ripe ones waiting for me when I get home. Let's get back to some of the comments. Was that all I wanted to say? If you're just joining, make sure you type in #tomato. Got 2 seed prizes I'm giving away. Teresa Begin offered Canadian Heritage, Dwarf Awesome, and Cherokee Purple bicolor. It's 5 seeds of each of those. I'm offering a mutation of Sgt. Pepper's Yellow and White that I grew last year, Sgt. Pepper's Peach, which was awesome sauce. Got Red Trash Panda by Brooke from Shorty's Funny Farm, gave me seeds to give out as prizes. And then Tomato, which is the Italian pepper that I grew last year. I hunted down seeds for this high and low because it's a slow food arc of taste variety, which I'm a sucker for. I'm going to talk about at least one of the varieties today I'm talking about is one of those. But it's really just an astounding pepper. So make sure you type in #tomato and I'll give away 2 of those cards. Thank you, Teresa, again for your donation. And Brooke from Shorty's Funny Farm, thank you too, Brooke. All right, let's get back to some more comments. I don't know if Keena's watching, but I'd like to get to like a tomato before she goes to bed, but I don't know if she's watching or not. Let's see, Kelly's here. Hi, Kelly. Happy to be here. Happy to have you here, Kelly. Thanks for being here. And Sarah Parkin. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you. And Tara Dove. I don't know if you've checked your email within the last half an hour, but I found an email I got from you back on January 1st. I was just cleaning out my email, and I kind of turned off notifications a lot during the holidays so I could just hold space and have my undivided attention with my family. And so I'm just going through, and I thought everything I left was junk mail, but I came across one from you in there. So I wrote you a response based on what you were talking about. Thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate it. Thanks, Lori. Kristen's here. Hi, Kristen. Thanks for being here. And Christy's here. We've got 64 tomato heads watching right now. Oh, I forgot to start Instagram again. Darn it. Hang on. At least it's only 18 minutes in now. All right. Welcome everybody watching on Instagram. Thanks to have you. Nice to have you here. If you are watching from the gram, I can't see your comments. So if you'd like to take part in the comments and be part of the show, or win a prize, make sure you watch on my YouTube channel, which is Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. Otherwise, you're welcome to just, of course, watch on Instagram. But for some reason, Evie Mux doesn't allow me to see comments from Instagram. Hopefully that will change soon. Hi, Mike. Did not go on vacation yet. February 13th. So I'm on a push to get everything out. Nice to see you, Mike. Thanks for being here. Rowena said great prizes. I'm glad you think so. I thought so too. I was happy to put together that prize package. Oh, Missy, you're dealing with a hurt raccoon. Oh, I'm sorry. Poor thing. Hey, Jen's here. Hey, Jen. I love you too. Thanks for being here. Who else we got? Get everybody, getting a lot of people entering. Hi, Neil. Neil Brown's here. A little warmer in Ohio today. Come on, Groundhog. That's right. Groundhog's Day is soon, isn't it? Yeah, come on, Groundhog's right. We actually have had sun out the last 2 days. It hasn't been quite as cold, like Fahrenheit. I think it's been in the high 30s, which is still cold. Don't get me wrong, but it had been brutally cold. Drew Black. Hi, Drew. Hi, Tomato Heads. Just ate a few cherry tomatoes from last fall. Still super sweet. That's exciting. And Eric's here. Hi, Eric. Welcome. And Jerry's here. Hi there. Evelina's here. Hi, Evelina. The highlight of my day is here. I'm so glad you think so. Adrian says, thank you. I found the group a week ago. I won't admit to how much time I've spent with you since then. I'm obsessed. I've been growing for about 6 years and got into dwarfs about 2 years ago. So happy to have you, Adrian. So happy to have you. Andrea, staying home sick today, but this brings me joy. Sorry, you're not feeling well, my friend. So sorry. And Becca's here. Hi, Becca. Thanks for being here. And Malachi Jen's here. I love how everybody's calling you Malachi Jen. Malachi Jen says, listening while I write out tomato tags while I wait for seed starting. Now I'm committed to my grow list. What a good idea. I wonder if I would still keep changing like a maniac if I did the tags. I probably would still, because people keep sending me great things and it's torture. Rowena, what you and I have been discussing the last couple of days is torturing me too. And she says I think it's time to start peppers when I get back from my holiday. That's when I will start mine too, when I'm back from Florida. And Harley says, we put tomatoes in the ground between February 18th to 25th here in Louisiana. Only 1 year have we lost them to a last frost. Yeah, well, you guys are pretty south. I think you're safe. And I think this is really when you have to do it, right? Otherwise it gets too hot. Hi, Allison Francis. Welcome. Glad you're here. Lisa Nelson says, I have Chef Kakete coming. It's a very cool variety, that's for sure. And Teresa says, my Instagram reviews are awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. Harley says, but it's always a gamble with anything else. Usually everything from starts and seeds will be in the ground by early March. We have to beat the hot weather. I'm sure. And Tim and Darylyn, we have a shout out for V-necks, which I know we talked about when I did my show on Inspired Garden Life. We talked about tanks and we talked about V-necks. So I will let you guys know if I hear anything from them as to when that will be available. But Tim was here and he did say they would to be on the lookout for it at some point. Hi, Kenneth. Sorry, got distracted and just got here. Not to worry. We haven't shown a single tomato yet. If you guys are joining, put in hashtag tomato in the comments and you can win one of 2 prize seed packages. For me, my printer broke. Those of you who have ever gotten seeds from me know I have these cards that I print up that I designed myself. And so I'm waiting for the new printer to arrive. Could be today or tomorrow. So I've had to do the cards with just like a tomato sticker on it. Just torturing me. I love my cute little cards, but I still have the cute tomato washi tape and my cute tomato labels. So, yeah, little tomato, but it's not my special card. Who else do we have here? Am I missing anybody? A couple people are talking about V-necks. I agree. Hi, Akelia. Is it spring yet? I wish. I took the background down with the snowflakes for this episode because I'm like, we're starting our seed. People are looking forward. I'm done with the snowflakes. There is still snow on the ground a little bit, but I'm done with snowflakes. Totally. Hi, Rolanda. Thanks for being here. Welcome, welcome. And Sherman's here. Hey, Sherman. Hello, Lauren and Tomato Addicts. Just a little late. Not to worry. Sherva's here. Hi, Sherva. Thanks for being here. Deanna is here. I don't know if I got you already, Deanna. Thanks for being here. Pay it forward giveaway. One last week from Deb Toothaker 5. If any of her varieties would love. Can we do this next week, Andrea? It would help me out just to keep the prizes going. Let me think. Can I do this easily today? I can do it today. Thank you, Andrea. So she won from Deb last week. Any of her varieties would love to pass along the love this week and give away 5 of my varieties. Okay, so we'll have one more prize. Always happy to of course do that. I'm so grateful for everybody that donates. I appreciate it. Does help if I know a little bit ahead of time if you guys can do that in the future. But look, I'm not going to turn away any gifts and prizes. It's wonderful and just so typically generous of our tomato peeps. Nancy Wu. Hi, Lauren. First time joining you live. Welcome, Nancy. Happy to have you here. Hope you enjoy the awesome sauce of tomato talk. Hi, Karen. Happy Friday Eve. I know, right? It's been a weird week. Like I keep forgetting. I feel like today's Friday, but then I know it's not Friday because of doing the show. It's been a strange week for some reason. Hi, Sasha. Hey, Tomato Peoples. Just popping in to say hi, still at work. And finally, sunshine here in Georgia. And Cheryl Caputo's here. Hi, Cheryl. Hey, tomato friends, just ate some long keepers. Nice. I still have a bunch too. Anna's here just packing up my shamrock seeds for Jen. Nice. Our shamrock seed swap. And Eva's here. Hi, Eva. And Gibe Reyes. Happy to be here watching live. Happy to have you here. And Kenneth says, trying to sort through seeds while he listens. Hey, Cordaro and Ansel are here. Hey, guys. Still at work, but Ansel wants Mrs. Tomato Head to know he started lettuce, cilantro, and broccoli yesterday. Way to go, Ansel. Way to go. I don't have good luck with broccoli because we get these cabbage worms, but I love growing lettuce and cilantro. Ansel, I cannot wait to see your garden this year. And I know all the rest of the tomato heads are going to feel the same. We want to see what Ansel's growing. Good job, buddy. Deborah says, ate my first GWR tomato yesterday. It was yummy. Cherokee Lime Stripes, that is a good one. I grew that 2 seasons ago. That's very, very yummy. That's a Bill Jeffers variety. Definitely better. I grew like an entire Cherokee section that year. It was way better than Cherokee Green, which was fine, but Cherokee Lime Stripes was like next level. It was really great. Oh, I am gift bearer. I'm in Georgia too. It's in the 70s today. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for being here. And I don't know if I saw you, Laura Bradley. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, I think those are all the announcements I had, so we can dive right into tomatoes. I think it was last week, I started with a variety that had a great story. It was Mariana's Peace. I think that was the first one I did last week. And I thought I would do the same. Oops. I thought I would do the same this week, starting with one with a story that's not necessarily rare, but the story's very cool. Yeah, that's not it. Let's go to slide one. There we go. Please let me know if you've grown any of these that I'm showcasing today. This one's called Moya mensing, otherwise known as spring garden jail. Has anybody grown this? I got seeds from Experimental Farm Network, and let me share you the story. It's an interesting story. It's an indeterminate, and they say, we love this productive medium-sized tomato with a mysterious and fascinating history. Based on its two names and the following account from Dr. William Woys Weaver, say that 3 times fast, William Woys Weaver, we believe it likely originated in either Eastern State Penitentiary, which is in Philadelphia, near Spring Garden Street, or Moya Mensing Prison in South Philadelphia. And they say this rare and unusual African-American heirloom came into the Roughwood Seed Collection in 1982 from Mrs. M.J. Grooms of Philadelphia, great-granddaughter of a cook who worked at Eastern State Penitentiary. So if you're ever in Philadelphia doing a tour of Eastern, what do they call it? For some reason, I was thinking it was a nickname. No, it's Eastern State Penitentiary. I don't know. I've toured it twice. It's really cool. And apparently around Halloween, there's a great haunted house. I want nothing to do with that. It's scary enough in the daylight. Old state penitentiary. According to Mrs. Grooms, this tomato was grown by the prisoners in their large kitchen garden within the walls of the prison since the mid-1800s. And it was from the prisoners that her family acquired the tomato. Since it exhibits many of the physical traits of Cook's favorite, a commercial tomato grown in Philadelphia during the 1860s and 1870s, this tomato may be a local selection of that now extinct variety. In traditional Philadelphia cookery, it was a tomato of choice for soups, ketchup, and general canning. The green tomatoes make excellent pickles. With blocky orange-red fruits glowing in clusters of 3, the 8-lobed fruit is about 2 to 2.5 inches in diameter, which to me reminds me of, Jen, you may be able to confirm this with me, but we both grew Maya and Scion's Airdrie Classic this year. They were around that size too, and that's what this photo kind of reminded me of as well. Prolific mid-season variety Moya mensing will begin producing in 85 days and bear generously right up to frost. Incidentally, both prisons are noted today for their rich histories. The closed but still standing and open for tours, as I said, Eastern State Penitentiary once housed Al Capone, was a major tourist destination as soon as it opened, visited by the likes of Charles Dickens and Alexis de Tocqueville, and had running water and central heat before the White House did. The now torn-down Moya Mensing prison housed one of America's first serial killers. H.H. Holmes was a one-night-only home for Edgar Allan Poe following a failed suicide attempt, and for 100 days housed white Quaker abolitionist Passmore Williamson for his role in helping an enslaved Black woman named Jane Johnson and her sons escape from slavery. He became a cause célèbre during his incarceration, with his cell well furnished by friends and relatives and of visitors, including Black leaders of the abolition movement, including Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman. So that is the story behind this extraordinary tomato. Has anybody grown this before? Hi, Haley. My dad grew up in Philly. I love Philly. Riley went to college in Philly. We're a little closer to New York City, but we're kind of halfway situated between Philly and New York, like at 90 minutes outside of each. So we get to enjoy both. And I grew up, like the city we went to, when we say the city, it's New York City. But we spent a lot of time in Philly while she was there at Temple University. It's a great city, great vegan restaurants in Philly too, and lots of great things to tour. If you've ever been to Philly and you know what Reading Terminal Market is for we foodies, it's like a cornucopia of foodie goodness. Eva, what an interesting story. I know, right? Very interesting story. Hi, Kim. Joining late. Hello, I'll be popping in and out. And Jamie says, I love a tomato with an interesting history. For sure. Let me get you guys a link to the listing. You can find it several places. But where I got it was from Experimental Farm Network, which is a great site. I think I was talking about it last week. Okay, I'm putting it in the comments right now. There you go. Nobody's grown this yet? Hi, Linda. What an interesting story. I agree. Thanks for being here. Oh, Nancy, my daughter's currently attending dental school in Philly. Some great colleges in Philly, that's for sure. So many great restaurants. I know. I would say their restaurants even rival Manhattan restaurants, especially if you're, well, for plant-based eaters like me, there's a lot more in Philly. There's still a lot in New York City, don't get me wrong, but you know, like any city, there's good parts and there's not so good parts, but we really love Philadelphia. Andrea says, I work in juvenile justice and would love to grow spring garden jail. What a great connection to history for the guys. Yeah, right? That would be a great one. And bless you for the work that you do, Andrea. That's amazing work. I honor what you do. Lisa said, the terminal market, what's some of your favorite gummies there? What's some of your favorite gummies there? I miss Pennsylvania. Not sure you're trying to say gummies. If you are, I'm not sure what you talk about, what you're referring to as far as yummies. There we go. I'm like, well, I'm not ready for that conversation. Yummies. No, I don't eat this anymore, but back in the day, there's a great dipped pork sandwich, Donardo's, it's to something. They're very famous, and their like Food Network is always there. It's like shaved pork on this great bread, and they dip sort of like a French dip. I can't believe I can't think of it. I just took a friend there several months ago. Donardo's? That's one of my favorites. And the Amish, the donuts at the Amish markets are really great. There's also a Louisiana, like a Cajun, what do you call it? Storefront. What it is, if you don't know what Reading Terminal Market is, it's a great big indoor sort of farmer's market. There's all kinds of vendors. The Food Network goes crazy at this place with some great food. And there's great fried pickles at that Louisiana one, which is, I realize, a little lame, but gosh, I could eat my way through there and have many times. What does the tomato taste like? I can't tell you. I haven't grown it. And ironically, I didn't even notice it until now that they don't give a taste profile of it. Just that they make good for soup, ketchups, and general canning. Yeah, I didn't even pick up on that. Otherwise, I would have done more research ahead of time. Let me see if I can look it up right now. Let's see. Yeah, True Love Seeds is sharing the same story. Let's see if Happy Cat Farm says. Flavor profile that is savory with a floral finish. That's from Happy Cat Farms. They're saying it's Moya Mensing, Spring Garden, or Fairmont Gold tomato seeds. I haven't heard of that as being synonymous with Moya Mensing or Spring Garden. But according to Happy Cat Farm, they're saying, yeah, I'm not sure where they got that from. But they do say the flavor profile is savory with a floral finish. So that's all I can say. And I guess none of you have grown it. Evelina, nothing? Hey, Cindy's here. Hi, Cynthia. Nice to see you here. Cindy C. Tony Luke's the superior cheesesteak. There's a whole cheesesteak thing. I like Pat's King of Steaks, but Tony Luke's is pretty good, I have to say. When I was still eating meat, I've been on and off vegan for 30 years, but this past time's been 5 years. And my best friend passed away 5 years ago. She was chronically ill. We met in my other group, Attitude of Gratitude, with chronic pain. And her hospital, she was in line for a heart transplant. And so I'd drive her into appointments all the time, and we would try to turn a negative into a positive. And we kind of went around, tasted all the most well-known cheesesteak places in Philly. And there's this one corner, there's Pat's the King of Steaks on one side with all these neon signs, and then across the street is Geno's, and there's a lot of controversy as to which one's better, Pat's or Geno's. They taste the same to me, honestly. Both are very good. Amanda, half of the fun in seed collecting is learning the history that comes with different varieties. I agree. I think it might be Di Lorenzo's. Now I'm doubting. All right, now I have to look it up. Reading Terminal Park. Tommy DeNix. I will put a link to the website in the comments. It was this something. Okay, just put a link for anybody that wants to take a look at these Tommy DeNix roast pork sandwiches. They're to die for. Amish market in Levittown is a bad place for me. They have so many goodies. Gosh, the Amish know what they're doing. The meats, the cheeses, the vegetables. It's amazing. I used to there is an Amish market about 30 minutes from me, and they sell double yolk eggs, which is great for scrambled eggs. I don't eat eggs any longer either, but it was really, really fun and such flavor to get double yolk eggs. You could do the same thing with just taking the yolk of one egg and not using the white, but it was cool. They sold dozens of those. Cheesesteaks. Did someone say cheesesteaks? The debate never ends, I know. And according to Philly, the proper cheese for cheesesteak is Cheese Whiz. Believe it or not. Not anything fancy schmancy, but Cheese Whiz. And the way to order it, it's something like wit or without. Wit is with onions and peppers, and without is without. I think it's something like that. It's been a while, but cheesesteaks in Philly are definitely good. So that's Moya Mensing Spring Garden Jail tomato. The next one, I've got two here from our friend Lucas. I don't know if you're still here, Lucas. I know you logged in like 5 hours ago, but Lucas Wallman is a very prolific breeder. Many of you know him from the broadcast here. He's always tuning in every week. He's from Austria. He's responsible for microberry, which I grew last year, and my little chipmunk microberry Jerry loved it. He's also responsible for breeding Pummelfee, Microdwarf, or Chubby Fairy. And so he so kindly sent me a whole bunch of his varieties. And Lucas works really in a unique way. He will breed the seeds, and then he will put it out open source seed network. So he asks for help in stabilizing his varieties. And he told me just today that I think it's microberry is the only one that he stabilized it all himself. Was that the right one? Now I'm doubting that. There's only one. The rest he's all had help with. So I wanted to showcase two of them. It was tough to know which ones to focus on because they all sound amazing. But the first one is called Nebulous Sugar Shock. How can you not want to grow it with just that name? It's an F4, and he says it's a selection of a commercial type that does not fully mature and therefore would only get a bright red. It tastes super sweet and fruity. I have never had a sweeter one. You ready for this brix score? 13.9. No joke. That's a really high brix score. For those of you that may not know, brix measures the sugar content in things. And gosh, I've had some 10s that are super sweet. 13.9 is very, very sweet. The plant is strong and bears well. It matures all at once, so it takes quite a long time until they are deep red, but then just wow. Oh, that's right, Lucas. I apologize. Zuccarino Lucas is the only one that he stabilized himself. Glad you're still here, my friend. And Heidi says, yay, Lucas. I know. It was like, I finally just logged what he had sent me into a spreadsheet. I'm quite behind in everything. And going through and being able to link to stuff on his site. And I will give you the link to the open source breeding so you can see his varieties. Eva says, wow. Haley says 13.9. I am gift bearer says, wow, I want some of those. Marie Questenberry says, that's a crazy high brix. It sure is. The shapes are really unique too. They almost like octagonal. Reminds me a little bit of B times Macbeth. Just that it wasn't perfectly round. It had kind of a hexagon look to it, at least from this angle. It's really interesting. Hi, South Dakota Living. Yikes, that's sweet. I know it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lucas. I'm not the breeder of Nebulous. It's a commercial strain a friend sent me to try. My mistake. Let me give you guys the link to check it out on open source breeding. I think I put it down here. Nebulous Sugar Shock. Okay. And this link I'm putting in the comments right now. You can look through the other varieties that are offered there as well. Laura says, I would love to try that one. That's pretty sweet. How tall does the plant get? Lucas, I don't know if you can answer that, how tall the plant gets. And he says, sadly, they're out of stock. It didn't make much seeds. You can kind of tell that wouldn't have much seeds, but I'm grateful to have seeds for this. Thank you. Yes, it's 13.9 on the brix, Deanna. That is correct. So, and next I have another one of his. This is on multiflora. You ready for this? Pear of Pleasure. Look at this. This is insane. This is in a pot, and it is a multiflora. Pear shape, he says, pear shape is still variable, although it is actually seed stable. Phenotype of my microwine crossing, which is date wine and microberry. The plant is very vigorous and can tolerate multiple shoots. As a multiflora, it would prefer a larger pot if it is not planted directly in the ground. He says the taste is fruity, spicy, not so sweet. Looks like the lowest, smallest panicle in 2023 had 155 fruits. They ripen from yellow to dark yellow, orange. Don't be fooled by the taste of the unripe fruits. I may grow this where I grew microberry last year. I was asking him about it. This just looks insane. So beautiful. I know. He's got so much great stuff on there, you guys. You should check it out. He does ship worldwide. I think he told me €4 or something like that. He is out of stock on some things, but let me give you the link to Pear of Pleasure also. I wanted to feature a few of his varieties. It's been way too long since I've received them, and thank you, Lucas, for not only sending them to me, but for bearing with me as I showcase these varieties for everybody. But here's the link for Pear of Pleasure, Multiflora. And again, you can check out open source breeding. Oh, and I also have, he's got a Facebook group, a really great Facebook group. I thought I got yeah, here it is. Let me give you the link to his Facebook group. I would call out the name of it, but it's not in my native tongue. But I am a member of the group. Putting it here in the comments. And I'll put it in the show notes too. You want to join his group. He's got a great group there. And he's also got separate groups for growing out some of his varieties too, which is really neat and interesting. Andrew says, oh, Pear of Pleasure is heart eyes. I agree. Nicole Smith says, I'm growing sweet aperitif this year. Supposed to have a brix of 13 according to seeds and stuff. Seeds and such. Interesting. Now everybody's aware of the brix. Now we're shooting for the really high brix. Oh, wow, that's a ton. So awesome. Those are pretty shaped. They are. And Linda, love the multiflora. Me too. Outstanding. Sasha says, love the shape of this. Oh, wow, says Deb. Eva says, I want to grow those. 3 is in €3 for shipping, Lucas. Don't you love how I ask you these questions so I can give correct information and then I don't remember what you told me? I do try to be prepared, but Thursdays take a lot. My apologies. So only €3 for shipping, which is fantastic. Marie, looky, Lauren giving us rabbit holes to get lost in. That's what I do. I'm the tomato temptress, according to Mike Williams. I am gift bearer. I don't see a shopping cart to purchase these. I didn't either, and then I logged in. Perhaps you have to log in or register. Lucas, maybe you can answer that. When I was just browsing earlier and I couldn't find it either, but when I logged in under my account, it did give me the ability to put it into a cart, so we can check that out. Oh, Dana, how many varieties are on your must-grow list so far? That's a tricky question. I have about 150 on right now. I'd really like to get it down to 125. Out of those 150, what is must grow? That's a good question. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot that are cemented that I'm not willing to get rid of. And then there's others where it's really going to be painful, but I will do that for next week. I will share how many are on my must grow list. I feel like when I'm looking at it, I feel like they're all on my must grow list, but they're not. There's some things I can let go of. It's just, you guys, you send me the greatest varieties, or I find the greatest varieties, or I learn of varieties that I've already had that are supposed to be great. It's just torture. I want to grow them all, and I really like to grow duplicates of a few of them. If you're just joining, welcome to Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce. Make sure you type #tomato in the comments, and I'll be giving away 2 prizes, and then Andrea Ruiz is giving away 1 seed prize at the end of the episode. And all you have to do to order is type in, where's my banner? Do I not have one? Just #tomato. Let me create. Okay. #tomato to win. Anytime in the comments during the live here. All right, what do we have next? Next, we have a variety that had been on my wish list. And I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I did an epic trade with a fellow member who probably knocked off maybe 30% of my wish list. It was a great trade. And this one I got from her. It's called Lana Tropic. Green when ripe cherry. It says this variety produces a multitude of small, round GWR tomatoes, GWR meaning green when ripe. The growth is indeterminate and the leaf shape is regular type. We have grown the variety. This is from Tomato Database. We have grown the variety outdoors directly in raised beds where it worked really well. The taste is sour and fresh. And then from the Cleverhof site, which is in Austria, it says the Lana Tropic or Lana Tropical is a green cherry tomato with a real tomato taste. Strong growing plants. Don't be fooled by the color. They taste really intense. It's hard to tell when they're ripe, which is great because at least they won't be stolen, they say. The plant produces both larger branch clusters of up to 50 tomatoes and smaller clusters of 20 to 30 tomatoes. The tomatoes have quite thin skin. That's a win for me for sure. The tomato flesh and the jelly around the seeds are bright green. Another win for me. The taste of the tomatoes is fruity, sweet, and spicy. In fact, this variety tastes almost like the green Ron Claude Plum mums. I'm not sure what that is. These tomatoes do not have problems with cracking and splitting until very late in the season. That sure sounds good. Who's grown Lana Tropic? Anybody? Malin says, I have Lana Tropic. I will try to grow this year. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to make my grow list this year or not. I've got I think 3 or 4 other green unripe cherries that I really want to grow. Marie, no, I have not found Prince Charming's Bastard yet. Always on the lookout, but I've actually stopped listing it in Seed Seeking Saturday. I think I've got enough feelers out where people know I'm looking for it, but I don't know anybody who's found it. I found somebody who had grown it. I reached out to her, but she hasn't returned. We're not friends on Facebook. She hasn't returned my message. So maybe someday. I know obviously it's out there because I saw pictures of it from this one person. Evelina says Lana Tropic is so good. If you have the opportunity to grow it, do it. You won't regret it. Good to know. Man, Evelina, now you've made me want to put it on my grow list for this year. Damn you, woman. You're a tomato temptress too. It sounds and looks really great. Okay, this next one has a couple different names. It is from not positive words from. I want to say Russia. It could be Ukraine. It could be Latvia. A couple different sites have it. I've had the seeds for a while, and I believe I'm growing it this year. At least it's on my grow list for now. It's called jewel tone or precious tone. It's also the translation to English is jewel tone or precious tone. Many of you may have already ordered seeds from Tomato Eden. That second name is Dragon Seni Tan is what it translates to. So these are the same variety: jewel tone, precious tone, or Dragon Sunny Tan. And I misspelled Dragon Sunny too. There's no dragons, no N there. It's Drago Seni Tom. It's a mid-season variety, and I think there's 2 varieties named jewel tone because there's this one, and then there's one that's been around for a while. This is a newer one that sounds very different. The one that's very different says it's a potato leaf version of Big Rainbow. I've grown Big Rainbow. This is not Big Rainbow. So somewhere along the lines in translation, perhaps there's 2 that translate to the same. I'm talking right now about this new one, jewel tone or Drago Seni Tom. Mid-season potato leaf, 1.9 meters high, productive, fruits weighing 200 to 500 grams. The pulp is greenish with yellow-red waves, tricolor, a variety with an amazing taste and exotic. I advise everyone it's great. That's from Ludmila Kudzasova. And then Tatiana at Tomato Eden says this variety is new and rare. Potato leaf, fleshy, tasty. And then, like I said, there's also, if you search jewel tone or precious tone, you may come up with a variety that looks very different from this. And it's a potato leaf version of Big Rainbow. So if you're looking for this particular variety, make sure you don't fall into that. This variety is a tricolor. Let me get you a link to the listing on Tomato Eden. I haven't decided yet if this one's cemented yet. I have many I'm growing that look like this year, but those are kind of my favorites. I don't know. It looks so good. I mean, that interior shot is just outstanding. Anybody else growing this year, or has anybody grown it? I got seeds last year, so I could have grown it last year. So I think that last year was the first year it was available. So it's possible some of you have grown it. If you have, let me know. And I've just put a link to the Tomato Eden listing in the comments. Beautiful fruit, says Marie. I agree. Absolutely beautiful. Love those colors. We eat with our eyes first, right? Okay, moving right along. This next one, I mentioned earlier that I'm and I've mentioned it like every week. I'm a sucker for varieties that are listed in the Slow Food Arc of Taste organization database. And what they do is they try to bring attention to regional varieties that perhaps may not be well known, or that they're regional and they want to keep them, in circulation. So I'm a real sucker for varieties that are listed in here. And this is one of them. It's called Conair, or Kurtovo Conair. It's from Bulgaria. Seeds for this I got from Secret Seed Cartel, but I think it's pretty easy to find. And this information comes from Secret Seed Cartel, which I think both of these pictures are taken from them too. Definitely the one on the left, but I think the one on the right too. Looks like one of theirs. Otherwise known as Kurtovo Conair, it's widely known as a Bulgarian tomato. According to Slow Food International, it may have had its origin in Istanbul. It was added to the Arc of Taste of the Slow Food Foundation for Biodiversity in 2016. And they say, according to the legend and Slow Food, the seeds of this tomato reached Bulgaria's Pozarzik, there's a D in there, plane directly from Tsarograd, Istanbul at the end of the 19th century, hidden in a walking stick by Alexander Dimitrov, a local celebrity who introduced various New World crops to the region. At first, they were grown only at home gardens, but later came to be sold commercially. The seeds are passed on from generation to generation throughout the decades, and that's from Slow Food International. Secret Seed Cartel says since 2009, every September, there's a festival centered around this tomato in Bulgaria called the Kurtovo Conair Fest, also known as Gallium Babin, or Grandma's Large Pink Tomato. It reaches a large size and a weight between 300 to 500 grams. That's pretty big. This was probably our favorite of 2022. Again, this is still Secret Seed Cartel. Amazingly beautiful tomato that reached that coveted sandwich size. One slice covers your bread easily. Large and loud taste. Ugh. How can I not put this on my grow list? I need to be removing things, not adding things. Loud taste. Very sweet. The interior is a deep dark pink that really doesn't need any salt. The texture is solid, and that says a lot, I think, when it doesn't need salt. The texture is solid without being hard, so it holds up well on bread or tomato salad. It did very well with production in spite of our 3-month-long heat wave. Don't miss this one. Once sold out, it won't be back in rotation. They say until 2024. I'm sure at this point they mean 2025. Regular leaf, indeterminate, mid to late season. Anybody grown this one? Dana, I love tomatoes with great stories too. Definitely. Another reason why I like the Slow Food Arc of Taste movement, but I'm kind of on an unofficially trying to get all of the varieties, and there's a lot, so I'll probably never get it. But this one I do have. Nobody's grown Conair yet. I do have the link to Secret Seed Cartel. I don't remember if it is in stock still or not. I think it might be. You can check it out for yourself. All right, there we go. I Am Gift Bear says, sounds really good. And Christy Sessions is growing this year. Excellent. So we'll be able to find out how it is. It sounds great. Loud flavor. And I love Secret Seed Cartel. I really love what they do there. And they only choose things that they love themselves, which I think is fantastic. And I've had really good luck with their varieties before. Yeah, Andrea, you're right. There should be a guide. That would be a long guide, but I should start on something like that. You're right. I think that's a good idea. Where's my notebook? I tell everybody to have a notebook here, and I don't have my seed notebook. It's in the other room because I was granting seed wishes today. But I will remember that. That's a good idea. I think it might have to be a very ongoing thing because there are a lot of things listed. And great peppers, too. That tomato pepper that's included in the seed prizes, that is from there too. I think I already mentioned that. I love it. I love it so much. More and more sounds like a must grow. I know. I put together these episodes. I don't always read completely. Like the information that I take for each variety that I have in my notes comes from when I logged it on my spreadsheet. So depending on when that was, it's been a while and I just copy and paste. And sometimes I glance over. But sometimes when it seems like I'm reading it for the first time, I'm reading it for the first time in a while since I put it on my spreadsheet. My spreadsheet's a little crazy. I put all the information I can find about stuff in there just because I'm a nerd. What can I say? I'm a tomato head through and through. All right, next one. I thought it was a Spanish variety, but it is not. It's called Moya Verte. It is from France. The breeder is Eric Pedebas. It's a beautiful, this was from the World Tomato Society when there was a World Tomato Society. They said it's a beautiful tomato bred by Eric Pedebas of France from a cross made in 2008 between Moya and Paul Robeson. It is a green when ripe sister variety to Moya Noir and Moya Juan, which is black Moya and yellow Moya. Indeterminate regular leaf plants with a good yield of beautiful big 10 to 18 ounce or 280 to 500 gram beefsteak type tomatoes. Very sweet and meaty flesh with good texture. Mid-season, about 80 days to maturity. And this is another variety that I got from Secret Seed Cartel. They say this is a green variation of the beautiful red Moya, a variety obtained by Eric Pedebas from Maureen Lotz in Heralt, little sister of Moya Noir and Moya One. Gorgeous green, most average 1 pound, one of my top favorite greens. I'm so happy to be able to finally offer this to you. If you love the green when ripes, this is a must-try, very sweet flavor and meaty interior. That's Terry from Secret Seed Cartel, and they're in France. Speaking of France, my daughter Riley's in France right now. She arrived in Paris just yesterday with a friend of hers from the last cruise ship. They decided to treat themselves and travel in Paris for 9 days. So that's exciting for her. Andrea, this is another, I almost featured this one today. Fiaschetto di Manduria. That's a slow food arc of taste one as well. Those I got from Great Lakes Staple Seed Company, and they do a lot of the slow food arc of taste varieties too. I grew a number of them last year. Not that particular one, but a number of slow food arc of taste varieties. I love them. To me, it's like, I must save these seeds. I must disperse them to everybody. Plus, you tell me something's like regional to an area of Italy or Spain or something, and I'm like, that's super cool. I need to help preserve these. I just find it super cool. Me and my Shadow 1234 is here. Hi there. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. And Deborah says, I have Moya Verte, but not grown it. Me too. Me too. I should really only feature stuff on my grow list already, because this only makes me want to add it back. I think actually this next one is on my grow list. And forgive the pronunciation. This is from Georgia, not Georgia, the state in the United States, but the country, Georgia. Familiale de Kakete? Kakete? Yikes. I was told by my friend Tim, hi Tim if you're watching, Tim from Germany. In fact, it's Tim whose grandfather is Carl Schneiderger's of Carl's Emslandtraube variety. That's my friend Tim. He gave me seeds for this and said, this is a pink beefsteak with an outstanding, rich, deep, and sweet taste profile. He doesn't tend to steer me wrong, Tim, so this is definitely on the grow list. He and my friend Marco from Germany are always, they've been hooking me up with some varieties that are definitely on the grow list this year. This is one of them. Doesn't look like much, but I'm learning that doesn't always mean anything. Bacon lettuce in this looked like nothing either. Mind-blowing, for sure. So that's what Tim said. Pink beefsteak with an outstanding, rich, deep, and sweet taste profile. And then from Thomas Seidel of the Tomato Whisperer or Tomatenflüsterer, says Familial di Kakete is an old and rare variety from Georgia. The seeds were passed down from a winemaking family in Kakete. Kakete is a historical state in eastern Georgia and is today known for wine production. The flat, round fruits weigh between 200 to 600 grams. They taste sweet and rich. The plants are extremely robust, so they can be grown outdoors. The bushes are also overflowing with fruit. We were able to harvest almost 10 kilograms from one plant. The variety is completely unknown in Europe. I think that's a shame because it tastes excellent, but that should change soon. So that's all from Thomas Seidel of Tomatenflüster. Has anybody grown it? Jen's growing it this year too. I'm growing everything Tim sent me. He knows good tomatoes. He does. I think I'm growing everything he sent me also. He and my friend Mark are really like, if they say it's good, and Bill Yoder too, if he says it's good, I'm growing it. Sashka, I'm growing Moya Verte this year. Can't wait to try it. Have to let us know how it is. I'm not sure if I can add another full green one ripe to my grow. I can't really add anything to my grow list. I can't, but I know I will. I mean, that's part of the problem with not starting until early April, end of March, is that there's still plenty of time. Like last year, I think I finally firmed things up as I was planting. But I really, really, really want to get it down from 150 to 125. I know I can do it. I don't need to grow everything. And there's a couple old favorites that I want to grow, like Captain Lucky. I want to grow because I'd like to use it for crosses this year. Haven't grown that in a few years. So we'll see. I hate to kick off some of my old favorites, but there's just so many new exciting ones. And then some old favorites for sure. This next one, let me get you a link to this. I think Tomate de Charme has it also. Yep, and here the link I have is from Tomate de Charme, which is from France, and they do ship worldwide as far as I know. I can get it in the United States. There we go. Here's the listing on Tomate de Charme. Hey, Kina's here. Hey, Kina. Bit late to the party today. I was saying earlier, Kina, I'm like, I want to get to at least one tomato so Kina can go to bed with hearing about one tomato. But I'm kind of plugging along here, actually. This was variety number 8. I'm only a little over an hour. And I was a little ambitious this week and thought I'd put 13 on my list. So we may just get to it without going on too long. This next one, I got 2 seeds from a friend who was able to get seeds from Russia. It will be, I did put the link in. It's going to be hard to find this one this year probably for most of you, but maybe not. It's called Fiery Mountains or Burning Mountains. This is from Russia. And these photos are from 2 different sources. The one on the left is from Sofia Sakova. It's not one of her varieties, but this is on her site where she sells from in Russia. And the one on the right is from Samina, torg.ru. It's an indeterminate mid-season variety. Gets to be 170 centimeters, normal leaf, heart-shaped fruits, beautiful bicolors weighing 250 to 300 grams. The pulp is juicy, oily structure, very sweet and dense. I mean, just the photo on the right when I first saw it, I'm like, and then the description, I knew I had to grow it. Sofia Sakova's site, which has the photo on the left, she takes great photos. I mean, she's a talented breeder. Then she has great photos on top of it. But again, this is not one of hers. She just sells this one. Sophia says, it's an indeterminate 2-meter mid-early. The bush is strewn with literally flaming, beautifully shaped 3-colored hearts, 200 to 400 grams. It is beautiful, very tasty. Fruits with tricolor pulp, super sweet taste. So this is definite. I am not moving this from my grow list. This is a definite. Miss Leaf, Nicole Powers Ford, Fiery Mountains looks like an absolutely beautiful tomato. Rowena says that looks amazing. Nicole is here. Hi guys. Hey, thanks for joining us. If you're just joining in, make sure you type in #tomato, giving away 3 prizes today. 2 are prize packages I've got from some of my seeds, Teresa Begin, and then Shorty's Funny Farm, Red Trash Panda, and then Andrew Ruiz is giving away a prize package of 5 of her varieties also. Let me get you the link to this where you likely won't be able to purchase it, but at least you can see the link where I got my information from, and perhaps you can take the Russian translation of this and do searching on your own. I haven't seen it at any of the places yet from like Tomato Eden, Grafsamina, but after this year, definitely, because I got my seeds from Tatiana was able to spare 2 seeds for me, which is very, very grateful for. Here we go. Okay. Hi, Hector. I concur. Stunning. I am gift bearer. That is gorgeous. I want that one too. I know it is. It is. It looks like a Sophia variety. It looks like one of hers. When the descriptions use the word oily, what do you all think they mean? Gosh, for me, it's like juicy would be a very general term for what I think that means. I feel like it means fleshy, full-bodied, juicy. That's what I take it to mean. If anybody thinks of it as something different, certainly feel free. I feel like it's flavor that, lingers on the palate and it's not watery, like a marmalade type texture. That's kind of what I've always attributed it to. But by all means, we all have different, things that we take that to be. Same with like spicy or any adjectives. So feel free to say what you think oily means. I've come across the oily term in Ukrainian and Russian translations when referring to tomato characteristics. They do use it frequently. Other countries do also. Marie Questenberry says, "Oh, I love that. So beautiful." I know. So it translates to fiery mountains or burning mountains. But I'm going to put, can I do that? I'm going to put the Russian, can I do this? The Russian name for it. Well, you can see it if you click on the link I just shared for fiery mountains, burning mountains. This link, it'll give you the Russian name for it as well. It is listed on the top of the graphic in the far right, but if you can read Russian, that's great. But it translates to fiery mountains or burning mountains. Blah Blah's here. Hi, Blah Blah. Thanks for being here. Sashka takes it as to be buttery. They mean butter, buttery. Everybody's saying buttery. So kind of like an umami, deep, rich flavor. Yeah, like butter. Adding this to my in search of list. Tara Dove says, I always think oily means a nice slippery gel. I don't think that's what it means. I think, others say buttery, which would sort of concur with what I was thinking, like full-bodied, rich flavor. Kind of buttery, more on the umami side, I guess I would say. And it does make sense. It could be oily. Oily meaning lots of nice slippery gel. I love that too. I think that it is smooth like butter. Okay. There you go. I think it is smooth like butter. Thank you, Sashka. Yes. All right. So next, wouldn't be enough. I don't think I have a single Sophia Sakova variety on the list today, which is unusual, right? But I do have a Spanish one. It wouldn't be a 2025 Lawrence Tomato Awesome Sauce 2024 and 2025 without Spanish variety. And this is another one, Rowena, if you're still here, I think we talked about the other day, and now I'm considering, I think it actually is on my grow list, is it not? Maybe it is. I think it might be. Rosa de Barbastro from Spain. Looks pretty much like all the other Spanish varieties showcased, but this one's supposed to be, they're all supposed to be good. Not all of them, but every time I showcase one, it's like supposed to be the best, won this taste test, won this tomato festival or whatever. And that's when I'm like, must grow. The information I got for this one's from Tomato Faifu. It's a heritage variety from the village of Barbastro, the province of Huesca in Spain. It's considered by connoisseurs as one of the best tomatoes in the world. That sentence alone made it have to go on my grow list. Beefsteak type fruit weighing 300 to 500 grams, round, slightly flattened at the poles, more or less marked ribbing at the top and shoulders that can be rounded or curved, depending on the size. It is pink with green shoulders that only tints at full maturity. Thin skin, pink flesh, yum, with a dense texture, low in seeds, high in antioxidants, remarkable flavor, remarkable, with very low acidity. Plant with great development, regular foliage, indeterminate growth, good uniformity in fruit size, good mid-season production until the first frost. Who has grown Rosa de Barbastro, or who is growing it this year? You don't have this one, Rowena? Oh, I could have sworn you did. You've got a lot of great Spanish ones, that's for sure. Hi, Shannon. Thanks for being here. Spanish Grow Out Team. Woo, woo. You know it. You know it. You Spanish, Team Spanish. Getting a lot of Spanish varieties from me this year. And Sophia. And I have to finalize my Kentucky heirlooms for sure. I've got a couple. Definitely growing Hazel Creek. So that one's going to the team for sure. And I know others of you are growing it too. Thanks to Mike, who was so kind to give seeds away. But there's at least one other one that is a rare one that I'm not thinking of now. I should talk about that one next week. I may have talked about it already. I think I shared last week that I finally started a list. I had to start a list of alphabetized things that I've talked about already because I was starting to lose track. So I've got an alphabetized list. I haven't gone back all until last April, but the more recent ones I have. So that's helpful. I think it does need to be on my list for sure, Rowena. I think it is. I think in the list I gave you yesterday, do you remember if this one was listed? I think it is. And Yvette's going to grow it this year. I will grow Rosa de Barbastro this year. Good. Lisa's growing it. There's a great thread over on the Tomatoville archives discussing Rosa de Barbastro. They have a lot of great threads on these Spanish varieties. They're often not known very well, these Spanish varieties. They are regional. They'll come from a village and they'll just give it a name. So it is often really difficult to find information. But Tomatoville does have a lot of very devoted Spanish variety growers. And so I've found a lot of information from there as well. Oh, this is interesting. Evelina says, I asked ChatGPT what oily tomato means. The answer was the surface of the tomato. Some tomatoes have a naturally shiny or waxy surface that can be perceived as oily. Well, that's ChatGPT, you not so smart. Pretty sure that's not what it means. But very interesting question, Lisa, that you brought up. I'm glad that we're getting to the bottom of what oily means. Sorry, I'm missing some comments here. Can Americans buy from a Russian site? How do you handle the conversion, or does the website convert US dollars to rubles? I have yet to find a Russian site that will ship anywhere other than Russia. If anything, maybe Ukraine and Latvia, but definitely not to me. I get them through friends who have friends in Russia, or friends from Ukraine who are able to get them. Believe me, I've tried. I've even emailed several of the vendors from these Russian sites, and they're very, very nice, but they're unable to send out seeds, unfortunately, to anywhere other than Russia. Although I do know of somebody in the group who had a Russian credit card and maybe Russian address. She was able to do it that way. Somebody mentioned something last week about getting like a card, like a Chinese card from Russia. And then I forget who it was, maybe Kim Wallace. It may have been Kim. Or was it you, Liz? Now I'm forgetting. Somebody looked into it and said it's not available anymore or something like that. So unfortunately, but the good news is these Russian varieties, if you can't get them for this year, our friends at like Tatiana at Tomato Eden, Elena at Grafsamina, they get them and they grow them this year. So we'll be able to get them for next year. But I know it's frustrating when you see these varieties and oops, one of my grow lights just went off. What the heck time is it? 5:23, too early. Sorry, just did a did a double take on the time. I was thinking, has it been 2.5 hours yet? Nah, not even 1 hour. I'm sorry, not even an hour, 1 hour and a half. Definitely been 1 hour. So nobody else has grown Rosa de Barbastro yet. Oh, Nicole, you've got your Jenny Cole is here. A friend of yours. Nice. We're so happy to have you, Jenny Nicole. Hi, Melvin. I think you're a new name for me. Welcome. I'm growing the Vilma microdwarf variety because of your recommendation. Is that still one of your favorite microdwarfs taste-wise? It is. It is. Make sure if you're growing it, make sure, I know it's tempting to pick them when they're first ripe or even a little ripe. Leave it on the plant. Trust me. Wait for it to even split. It is so sugary sweet. It's delicious. And that was probably the first microdwarf review I did on my YouTube channel, and I've grown a couple hundred of them at this point, and that is still up there in my top 3. Candy Berry is up there, Deco Tomate is up there, Paws Pride is up there. But yes, to answer your question, I still love Vilma. It's a classic. Kina came across something interesting yesterday on a site from somewhere in Europe. They had Vilma listed as an F1 hybrid, which I've never seen before. I've seen others like Micro Tom is often listed as an F1, but other places it's not. But yeah, I've never seen Vilma as an F1 before. So Keen is as much of a tomato researcher as I am. That was an interesting find. Oh, I found some interesting new micros available from a shop in Europe that I was able to order, and I'll feature on the show as soon as I get them in. I'll feature them. It's a new vendor. Ironically, Kina had just come across it yesterday. We were talking about it yesterday or the day before, I think. And I told her I'd placed an order. She's like, I just found them today. So I found them from a different tomato group, and I will talk about them. I still want to do a micro dwarf episode, but they look really great, and they're proprietary to this company. So we shall see. But no, welcome, Melvin. Really happy to have you here. And please feel free, if you're not in my group, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, we would love to have you. And in the group, we have a micro dwarf resource sheet where I list reviews and heights and all of that of things I've grown. And then anything on there that I come across, including these new ones I've mentioned that I found, are on there. So, but feel free to private message me through Facebook if you have any questions about micros. I love to grow them. I'm passionate about them and always happy to help out another one. But yeah, make sure you leave it on. You'll like it if you eat it when first ripe. You will love it if you leave it on to being super ripe. Mary, hi Mary. I need to make a friend in Russia. I know it, right? Oh, good, new micros. I know. Very excited about these. Kenneth says, Rosa de Barbastro looks awesome. I agree, it does. You're welcome, Melvin. Really happy to have you here. We've got 94 live viewers right now. Make sure you guys type in hashtag tomato. Got 2 prize packages that I'm giving away, thanks to some help from Teresa Begin and Brooke from Shorty's Funny Farm, and then some of my own stuff. And then Andrew Ruiz is giving away a prize package also. Okay, next one. Moving right along. That was variety number 10. Look at that. I can do 3 more pretty quickly, right? Yes, of course. Next one. I mentioned that there's like 3 people that when they tell me it's great, it's must grow. Bill Yoder's one of them. And he told me Blackjack. Blackjack is a must grow, he told me last year. So it has cemented its spot on my grow list for this year. It's a variety that was stabilized by Secret Seed Cartel. You can find it for sale from them, although I think they are sold out. But Bill Yoder is also selling them. Not sure if he still has them in stock or not. But here is what I know about Blackjack. Bill said this is a must grow in all caps. Secret Seed Cartel says, we found this tomato at our Saturday farmers market. It is grown and sold especially for French fresh markets. Ooh, I was going to say I should have Riley bring me home some. No, it's still winter there too. They're not getting any fresh market tomatoes right now. The only descriptor attached was they called it Dianton. The word Anton means yesteryear, old days, or yore. So we know this is a tomato that tastes like an heirloom. It did not have a variety name attached as most heirlooms, so we think it was a newer commercial variety that they wanted to compare to an heirloom. We've grown it again from saved seeds, and it's a beauty. Thin-skinned, very fat flesh with low seed count. Excellent paste tomato for sauce. It sits well for an extended period of days. The taste is sweeter when cooked. Eaten raw, it is mild and meaty. Very purple with the typical dark shoulders. Barely any core to this one. We are calling it blackjack for lack of a name attached. So let me get you the link. And like I said, I'm pretty sure Secret Seed Cartel sold out of this one pretty quickly. But you can private message Bill Yoder and see if he still has any seeds left that you can purchase from him. Or, as always, if you're in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap, and you should be, put it in Seed Seeking Saturday if you're looking for seeds, or our Most Wanted post. You can have one variety up there at a time. That one looks rich. I agree. Cordaro and Ansel is on our must grow too, right? It looks delicious, sounds delicious. That's a good looking tomato. Achilles says, I got the seeds from Bill to grow blackjack too. Yeah, good call. Kim's growing it too. I am growing blackjack this year too. I cannot wait. Well, we're getting a lot of blackjacks this year. I'm growing that one too. Hi, Brianna. That looks and sounds delicious. Oh, Kina, I don't know. I took this off my list. Just pretend you're not hearing anything, Kina. It's the struggle is real, as you guys all know when you're trying to put together grow lists. The struggle is real. Trying to narrow down a list and removing things, it's like I feel it physically. Every time I slash one, it's like, what if that's the great one? What if that's the most phenomenal tomato I've ever tasted, and I'm not going to grow it this year? This is what goes through the head of a tomato head, for sure. Miss Leaf, Nicole Powers, Forrest, this has been on my seed search list. Cordara says, put it back, Kina. Yeah, you may want to put it back. I PM'd Bill Yoder a few days ago. Don't think he's checking Facebook because haven't heard back. I know his health still isn't the greatest as far as his back goes. Not sure how many days ago that you messaged, but give him some time. I'm sure he'll check it. That's blackjack. Oh, I had oral surgery the other day. It's been the pain's been really brutal at night in the middle of the night. It's been pretty good during the day, but I think I may need to take some more Advil. Okay, this next one came from my friend, even though it's a U.S. variety, came from a friend from overseas, the one that I did the epic trade with. It's called Lee's Sweet, and this had been on my wish list for a while also. This is from J&L Gardens. I mentioned J&L Gardens last week that I was going to do an unboxing for them. I was going to do it last Friday, and then I wanted to do one all this week. They've got great varieties. A lot of them are exclusive to them. They've got some really great and interesting varieties. Their website has been so wonky that it would be really difficult for me to do an unboxing from them. I mean, I could just show the seed packets, but I like to show the listing. I feel like that I'll bring something a little more to the table. So I'm still waiting to do an unboxing. I meant to reach out to them. I'm sure they know about it, but it's like you think the listing's there and then it defaults. I tried it both on Safari and Google Chrome. It's same both, but let me, I did see a listing on Tomato Faifu also. I'm not sure. In fact, the photo on the right is from Tomato Faifu. The one on the left is from J&L Gardens. Let me get you the link to the J&L Gardens listing. It may be hit or miss. You may need to try it a few times before it comes up. But let me tell you a little bit about Lee's Sweet. J&L Garden says it's our flagship beefsteak tomato. Lee's is a deep pink boat-shaped or heart-shaped slicer, occasionally with faint green shoulders. The flavor of the 12-ounce fruits are unusually sweet and intense. This may be the finest pink tomato on the planet, though I may be biased by the name. The 6-foot potato leaf plants bear heavily in about 68 days. And then they have a note. They say it's an exclusive variety to them. They say this is the stable potato leaf version. There is also a regular leaf type out there, but it is not true to type. And then Tomato Faifu also has a listing. They didn't know the origin of it, which is interesting. They're usually pretty good with that stuff, but does originate from J&L Gardens in the United States. They say it's a variety producing 200 to 350 gram fruits, dark pink with green traces on the shoulders, variable shape, mostly heart-shaped or beefsteak-like with boat-shaped shoulders, extremely dense, thick beef flesh with hardly any gel or seeds, spicy but still sweet flavor, vigorous with great development, potato foliage, indeterminate growth. Surprisingly early for fruit of this size, plus or minus 68 days. Has anybody grown Lee Sweet? Lisa says, I had an incredibly difficult time getting a hold of Lee Goodwin. Green Ripper came from him, and I needed another packet. I emailed, I called several times. I Facebook messaged finally. A lot of people have the Green Ripper. I have not grown Green Ripper yet. I know Tomato Eden has those as well. That sounds like a tomato I should try to get seeds for too. Yeah, it sounds good. Lee Sweet. Hey, John. No worries about being late, my friend. We're just about, I only have one more, I think. Yeah, only one more. I'm actually moving right along unlike other weeks today. Melvin says, I'm running out of space to grow more varieties. Welcome to your people, my friend. These are your people. We are your people. We understand. We end up finding and sticking plants in grow bags and corners, and our gardens expand and expand. You are here with your people. Welcome. Oh, thanks, Robin. Hit the like button and subscribe. Yes, if you could do that, please. And also subscribe to my Instagram channel, which is Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. I put in-depth reviews of the varieties I've grown. Once in a while, I'll showcase a variety that I'm looking forward to that I have not grown, but most of them are things I have grown. And I still have hardly done any micros. I did one long keeper. I have a lot of tomatoes to go through between 2024. I still have 2023. I mean, I'm concentrating on the present, although I did just put up the other day, people have been asking me lately about Del Nerpio Verde, which is a Spanish green variety, and I grew that one in 2023. So I wanted to put that review up. That went up a couple days ago. Okay, final variety. Oh, did I put up? Yes, I did put up for Lee's Sweet. You can also find that at Tomato Faifu, at least the listing for it. And this next one, final one for today, is called Linnaeus Heart. This originates from the United States. Just look at that shape, that color, and that interior. Is that not stunning? That's got like a rust color heart, and that interior just screams to me. Tomato Faifu, it says it's a variety that originated in the United States and is paradoxically widely grown in Russia. It was named after a famous Swedish botanist, Carl Linnaeus. Heart-shaped fruits weighing 300 to 400 grams, brownish red skin, more intense at the shoulders. Dense, beefy flesh with a smooth texture, small lodges containing few seeds, excellent old tomato flavor, large, even foliage, indeterminate growth, second half of the season production. Has anybody grown Linnaeus Heart? I am hoping to grow this one to use for a cross or two this year also. That looks great too. Of course it looks great. Otherwise I wouldn't showcase it. Oh, hi, Repairs to Riches. Welcome. My wife is so excited to start her first batch of tomatoes. Not sure if it's your first time watching, but I don't think I recognize your name, so welcome. Happy to have you here. Make sure you type in hashtag tomato. I'll be giving away 3 prizes at the end. And if you don't already subscribe, or not subscribe, if you're not a member of our Facebook group, it's Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. Hey, Facebook or not, join Facebook just for the group. Believe me, and we encompass the beginner grower, the growers growing for the first time, or the seasoned grower. We've got everything you can possibly want for the tomato enthusiast or tomato head in training. So that's Linnaeus Heart. Has anybody grown this one? Missy says it's on my grow list this year. Lisa L. grew it last year. Great tomato flavor, used it for thick sauces. Shannon's added it to in search of list. Drew says, love these heart-shaped beauties. Andrew says it's on her grow list for 2025. Kyla thinks that Lucky Garden featured this one in a video. Haven't seen that one. Looks good. It took me a minute to get whom they were referring to. Do you mean the Swedish botanist? Carl Linnaeus. It's obviously pronounced something different in Swedish, but that's the English Swedish look for it, or name for it. Rowena, oh, sorry, Rowena. I thought I had seeds for Linnaeus Heart, but alas, I don't. The struggle of watching my show. Let me get you guys a link to this one. This link is from Tomato Faifu. Honestly, I don't remember if they had it in stock or not, but I think you can find this at a number of places. We put this in the comments. There we go. Linnaeus Heart. So let's go back through for anybody that missed it. And you, if you're just joining us, you will want to go back and watch the beginning of the episode. I'm not quite as chatty today as I normally am. So the episode, well, we're still closing in on 2 hours, but that's pretty good for me. And I got 13 varieties in. So we talked about MoMA Mensing or Spring Garden Jail, which has a great story to it. Nebulous Sugar Shock from Open Source Breeding. I said Lucas Wallman. He says it's not his. He's helping stabilize it. This had a brix of, I think, 13.8 or 13.9. This one is of his, Lucas Wallman. This is Pear of Pleasure Multiflora, which is in the F8 generation. Lana Tropic, which is a loud tasting green cherry. And we've had some people say that they grew it and it was awesome sauce. Jewel Tone or Dragoseni Tan, however that is pronounced, also known as Precious Tone. Conair or Kurtovo Conair from Bulgaria. That's a slow food arc of taste variety. Moya Verte from France. Familial de Kakete from the country Georgia. Sounds great. Was told it's great from a good source. Fiery or Burning Mountains from Russia. This, just the look of it. Come on. Gotta grow it, gotta grow it. Rosa de Barbastro from Spain. They said, what did the listing on this one say? Considered by connoisseurs as one of the best tomatoes in the world. Come on. How can I not have that on my grow list? And everything else that says it's the best tomato in the world. Blackjack from Secret Seed Cartel. Lee's Sweet from J&L Gardens in the United States. And Linnaeus Heart, also from the United States. So that's what we got, gang. Thank you for joining in. We'll give away some prizes now. Let's see. Oops, not that. This never works. I'm just going to try for a minute to see. I'm always like every couple of weeks, I want to try to see if Evie Mux's giveaway tool is working yet. Let me see if it does. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. So then we default to where I know it will work. So the first one we'll give away, Andrea. This will be from Andrea Ruiz. She wanted to pay it forward. She won from Deb Toothicker last week. And thank you, Evelina. Eating a hair here. And Evelina and Deb, who gave away last week. Deb wanted to pay it forward, so she offered last week. Andrea won from her, so she wants to pay it forward. So this first one will be from Andrea. Please private message her directly if you're in the group, or Andrea, if you could write down who actually I need my notebook because I need to write down who wins these other ones. Hang on, I'll be right back. All right, I got it. So first one will be from Andrea Ruiz. You'll get to choose 5 of her varieties, and you guys can work out the details of that after start. All right. We had 106 people enter. First one's for Andrea. And thank you again, Andrea, for offering. It's very, very generous of you. Cordaro and Ansel. Yay, guys. So Cordaro, if you can private message Andrea directly or Andrea vice versa, whatever. That's exciting. Big winners you guys are. Congrats, Ansel. You're a big winner today. You're a big winner every day. Okay, and these next 2, in case you joined us late, they are a little seed package I've got here. So 3 of these varieties came from seeds donated by Teresa Begin. She's got a Canadian Heritage, which looks awesome. Dwarf Awesome, which is awesome. I've grown it. I probably gave Teresa seeds for that last year. Probably one of my top 3 favorite dwarfs next to Nano's Meatball. Cherokee Purple Bicolor, which I grew and is awesome. And then a mutation called Sgt. Pepper's Peach. It's a mutation of Sgt. Pepper's Yellow. Red Trash Panda from Shorty's Funny Farm. And then Tomaticot Peppers, which is a slow food arc of taste pepper from Italy. Hard to find. So I've got 2 of the same package ready to go to 2 lucky winners. So let's choose the first one. Thanks. Gosh, every episode each week gets bigger and bigger. Thank you guys. 106 people entered. That's pretty awesome sauce on a random Thursday. Eva Gustafson. Congratulations, Eva. If you can please message me and give me your address, I can get these out tomorrow. If you're not in the group by any chance and you need to email me instead, I check private messages more than emails, I'll be honest. But do I have my email? Yeah, here's my email address, lernie@me.com. But I would prefer over Messenger if possible. So congratulations, Eva. And then the last one for this week. They're all ready to go. We'll go out tomorrow. Deborah Henderson. Congratulations, Deborah. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining in. I still have a lot of unboxings to do other than J&L seeds. I've got some other things. I don't know if I can do one tomorrow. I might be able to. But as always, I will let you guys know. Thanks to those of you who joined in live. The episode really just is so much more energized with live viewers. So I thank you if you're able to join in live. And if you're unable to join in live and you watch the recordings, you are equally as valuable. And I very much appreciate you watching. If you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And again, you can check me out on Instagram, Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head, and join the group Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap on Facebook. And I will see you guys next week. Same time, same bat channel. We'll see you next week. Peace and love. Get your gratitude on and go grow tomatoes. Bye, gang.